Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. So, I got a box office style video. I made videos like this before, like I made a couple about Aquaman and Captain Marvel making $1 billion at the box office. So like, since 2012, I've been paying close attention to the box office to like see what movies make the highest grosses. It's mainly Marvel, there's other stuff as well, but I like to pay attention to like what movies do really well and what movies sort of like flop in a way. So this sort of video is like based on that because I do like looking at numbers anyway, and you can make videos on it obviously, and I do like numbers, I do like statistics, so I just thought, you know what, there's a chill type of video to make, so I'll just make it. So Avengers Endgame, I'm a big fan, I loved it. I saw the re-release today on Monday. It's Tuesday now actually, well it's almost Tuesday, but yeah, on the 1st of July I watched the re-release. Was it worth it? I mean, you get the same movie, which if you want to see it again, then I guess that's worth it. But after the credits, you get a Stan Lee tribute, and that's amazing. That is amazing. It's like a 2-minute tribute. That is really good. Really good tribute. But then there's a non-CGI Hulk scene, which looks terrible, and a Spider-Man preview, which doesn't give you enough. So yeah, those bits are disappointing, but the Stan Lee bit is very good. Is it worth paying hard vision to like just to see Stan Lee? You can decide that. I mean, literally the only good thing that they added on is the Stan Lee stuff. That's it. The other stuff to me was terrible. That's just to me though. But anyway, as for the box office itself, let's get on to that. Avengers was in the top 10. They slipped out of the top 10 in the last few weeks, but you know, John Wick 3 though deserves a lot of credits because it stayed in the top 10 for a long time. Like, I did not expect this. Like, it did really well at the box office. Like, yeah, the John Wick movies, if you don't know, they have low budgets, like really low budgets, and this one did really well, and it stayed in the top 10 until now, above Godzilla as well, which came out afterwards. Like, these two came out afterwards, and John Wick 3 is still above them. I just think that's awesome. I just think like it's only just behind Rocketman as well. It's doing pretty well, considering it's been out a long time. It's been out a long time and it's doing really damn well. So that's great for John right there. So yeah, Avengers made 6.108 million domestically. This is domestic, by the way. So that's US and Canada, the biggest market for the movies. So Endgame vs Avatar. As of the end of the main release, which was on Thursday, after Thursday, these were the figures. 2.751.9. Endgame actually defeated Avatar's original run. Avatar originally made 2.749 billion. So very close, but Avengers did beat the original run. Now there's a lot of people taking this too seriously. Like, this is not a sports team, okay? The Avengers are great, I love them too, but they're not a sports team. They don't need to be first. Like, can we all just calm down? If you want to see it again, that's fine. As long as you have the money, you can afford it, fine, go and see it. But you gotta stop taking it too seriously. Some people are taking it too seriously. Like, they so badly want to beat Avatar, and there's Avatar fans now that have emerged that so badly want to keep the record as well. It's crazy. It's just movie money at the end of the day. Plus, they're both owned by Disney now anyway, so either way, Disney wins. And this benefits Disney because if Avatar stays top, it suits their marketing for Avatar 2 because they own Avatar 2 now. So, you know, I'm fine with it because I liked Avatar. I really liked Avatar. I didn't love it, but I liked it. It was on 2.752 almost. That was on Thursday. So Thursday was the last day for the UK release, and I guess the rest of Europe mainly. So the re-release got released like right after the end, the day after the end of the main release. Yeah, domestically it made quite a bit more. Obviously 6 million, as I already said. It made it to 2.764 billion, and this went up by like 7 million as well. So it made some money overseas. I think the main reason now it hasn't surpassed Avatar is because of China. China pulled out really early. Look at it right there. China pulled out the last day, 26th of May 2019. Every other one went until June. Actually, apart from Serbia. Serbia stayed in May. The majority though, up to June. For some reason though, most of these don't update until the next week. So most of these will be on 23rd until next week where it changes. Because a lot of these are on 16 until a few days ago. Which I don't know why it updates so slowly, but some of them update quick. Like New Zealand, Australia, I think, they update straight away. and some other countries as well, South Africa. But like the UK, they wait like a week to update the numbers. It doesn't make any, what's going on? What are they doing? What are they counting? But another interesting thing here, by the way, Bolivia distributed Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers distributed Endgame in a country. Is that, am I seeing that right? That is Warner Brothers, right? WB is usually Warner Brothers. That's a bit weird, isn't it? They released an Avengers movie in one country. In China, they run for a month, and then possibly they get extended for another month. Endgame never got extended. Usually when movies do well, they get extended. Endgame, which makes the most money this year, doesn't get extended, which made no sense. I'm pretty sure like Venom, Aquaman, Godzilla, they all got extended by a month, and they made a lot less money. So that confused me quite a lot. That confused me. Apparently because of trade wars or something. I don't know what the trade wars are, so I'm not going to comment on it. But yeah, I thought it made 629. Has it gone down? Either way, I think if they extended it by a month, it might have beaten Avatar by now. It might have. That might be the reason. Because China's the main reason we got that far anyway, because domestic numbers are 841.9 million and China's 614 million. That's over 1.4 billion from just 3 countries in the world, which is kind of mad. They should have re-released it in December, I think, in like the winter, November, December, or January. That would have been better. Re-release like a 4-hour version. It would have got an extra 20 million. I just think it would have, but at least they got a good, like, I guess, sort of final weekend in a way. But yeah, I think also another reason is the overseas. Obviously, China's included in that, but the overseas numbers didn't quite do as well, and that's where it lost. Because if you look at domestic, it made 80 million more. Yeah, 80 million more than Avatar domestically, which is a lot. It's second domestically after Star Wars, but it's the foreign numbers. Apparently, the US dollar is weaker as well. Apparently, it's partly because of that. But still, despite that, it didn't quite do as well in foreign. It doesn't account for inflation, which a lot of people bring up. But you know, back in 2009, there was no Netflix. There was no like massive competition either at the time, and it was in cinemas for a long time. Avatar, a long time, a lot longer than Endgame as well. So, considering this was in cinemas a lot less, and it has Netflix, there's more piracy now. It's arguably harder to make money in some ways, but obviously tickets are more expensive now. But I just don't think inflation's the be all end all. You know, I just think there's other factors in it. If Avatar released in 2019, I don't think it would make this much money. I don't think it would. I just think that it was a movie that was ahead of its time because it had some great effects, some 3D effects. Visuals were amazing on that movie, to be fair. And yeah, I just think that if it came out this year, then it wouldn't do as well. It's just, for its time, it was great though. It was a good movie, I enjoyed it. So, not hating or anything. But yeah, Captain Marvel is still playing apparently in some cinemas. It's gone up a little bit, 1.128.2. It's kind of mad it got that far. It's kind of mad. Aquaman, it's great to see that one right up there. There's a lot of Marvel in here. Captain America, Iron Man 3. There's a lot in the top 10. Black Panther, all the Avengers movies, all 4 of them are up there. One day DC will make it up there. One day, some sort of Justice League movie with Darkseid as the villain. It will be like at least 3rd. Okay, it will happen one day. I can promise you. I can't promise you that actually. Aladdin has done pretty well. 876.8 billion. Sorry, not billion. 8.76.8 million. 306 million domestically. I didn't watch it because I wasn't interested in it. I never saw the original anyway, so I wasn't too bothered about it. But yeah, Disney's ruling the box office at the moment, and they still haven't got The Lion King or Star Wars out yet, which is kind of scary. Toy Story 4, 501 million. It's not too bad. That's really good. Disney again as well. They are really bossing it this year. I forgot about this movie as well. It was a good movie. I watched it. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Didn't ruin it. I was worried about it, but it really worked. And yeah, it is good. It is good. I think it'll make at least 700, at least 700 to 800. This is really good for Pokemon. 427 million. That is 427 million. That's not too bad. It's pretty good actually. It's really good. Really good for that franchise. And I think they'll probably make sequels. I assume they will anyway. Godzilla has underperformed. Oh, Davidoff 316. That's nice. Godzilla's underperformed, to be fair, but it should break even soon. It got extended in China, so it should be fine. It will make profit, I think. It's not in profit yet, but it should make profit. So yeah, it will improve. Hopefully gets to 500 at least. That would be nice. Shazam! Now this seems quite low, but it's not low for that movie. I'm pretty sure the budget was pretty low anyway, and I think it's in profit anyway, so that's pretty good for Shazam. I think that's a good total for Shazam. I don't know like what a great total is for them, but like people have the wrong impression that you need to make $1 billion to do well. You don't need to make $1 billion to do well, okay? You can make low money. It depends on your budget. Like it really depends on your budget, on your profits. High number doesn't mean you did well. I mean it does actually, but a low number doesn't mean you didn't do well. It depends on the movie. If an Avengers movie made this much, then it'd be a failure. If a Star Wars movie made this much, then it'd be a failure. Like those are the only two movies that, if they don't make $1 billion, they failed. Maybe Jurassic as well, because Jurassic makes $1 billion as well. So if it's something big like Avengers, Star Wars, or Jurassic, if it doesn't make $1 billion, it's a failure. But for anything else, it doesn't really apply, okay? So this I think is pretty good for Shazam as well. John Wick 3, this again seems quite low, but their budget is incredibly low. Their budgets are so low key. So 303 million is really good for them. So that's great for John Wick. It did really well as well. It stayed in the top 10 for a long time. Stayed in the top 3 for a while as well. So pretty good for that. Us movie, 254 million. I'm pretty sure that's good for a horror movie as well. So there we go. Anything else? Dark Phoenix. This is a flop. This is definitely a flop. I mean, it's a flop. Nothing else to say really. If this was John Wick, then it wouldn't be a flop. That'd be good. But it's Dark Phoenix. It's a big movie. Had a decent budget. Had reshoots as well on top of that. A lot of marketing probably. So this is very low. Extremely low. And most of it was in, oh dear, it's not very good, is it? Not very good at all. Secret Life of Pets 2, that's not bad for that animated movie. Men in Black, that's a flop as well. That is absolutely terrible. Do you think that Endgame can beat Avatar? And how do you think that's going to happen? Because they might need to re-release it again, but I don't think it's happening. Unless Disney want to re-release it again at a better time, it's not going to happen. It depends on Disney really, but I'm happy with second place. 2.764. It'll probably go up to like 2.77 at least. I'll take that. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and see ya.